We were told to set it and forget it. We were told it's like free money. We were told you don't want to work till you're 80, do you? When we joined the workforce, it was one of the most important things you could do. Start your 401k, retirement savings. And if you're like me, you think, one of these days, I'll sit down with a legal pad or something and a calculator and really figure out where I stand. And look, let's face it, you're never doing that. I'm never doing that. We're all just going to ignore that 401k until the day that we have to draw it out early because no one can afford anything anymore. And frankly, I think that day's coming for a lot of us. But there is good news. Whew. Because the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States says you don't have to worry about it anymore. Good old Scott Bessent on Monday night went on Hannity's show, and Hannity asked him whether he agrees with Elon Musk that AI is going to create so much abundance that Americans won't need to save for retirement.
Elon Musk gave an interview, I believe, to The Economist, and he said that in 5 to 6 years, we will have, more than we'll have 5 times the size of the economy we have now. And he talked about abundance. And he talked about every American having every need. And there won't be even a need to save, for your retirement like we have historically because of this, quote, abundance that he believes AI will create. Do you believe that?
I do, but I think I would change the timeline.
Yeah.
That I've seen Elon speak for a long time, and he is, look, his record speaks for itself, both in terms as an inventor, as a venture capitalist, as a great American. But he's normally early. He's just so far ahead of the curve. He sees things that no one else sees. Right. But I do think we are building this incredible economy that we can't even imagine.
And yeah, Bessent saying, I do, but I think I would change the timeline. And then he kept going, and it got worse because he explains why, saying that Musk's record speaks for itself as an inventor, as a venture capitalist, as a great American from South Africa. He's normally early, and he's just so far ahead of the curve, he sees things that no one else sees. Yeah, the same Elon Musk that in the name of government efficiency cost American taxpayers as much as $135 billion while giving us crappier services. And meanwhile, as of last year, he had at least $38 billion in U.S. government contracts with more on the way that prop up his empire. So yeah, that's the guy I'd trust. So what's the actual thing that Elon said that actually got Bessent so giddy? And it came from a podcast earlier this year where Musk said, don't worry about squirreling your money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years because it won't matter. Elon says that AI and robotics are a supersonic tsunami. He said that we're headed for a world of zero scarcity. And in an interview last week, he took it further and said money itself will become irrelevant by 2036.
Money won't matter in 2036.
I'm not sure that the people who bought your shares think that money won't matter in 2036.
Well, what do you want money for? You want money for goods and services. Well, if that is so abundant that there's more, that the robots and AI are providing more goods and services than any human could possibly consume, what do you need money for in that case?
Okay, Elon, then why are you hoarding your $1 trillion like Smaug the dragon? Actually, this man is worth somewhere in the neighborhood of like $800 billion right now because his trillionaire status has been temporarily paused due to some of his companies losing value. And again, that's the guy who's telling you not to save for retirement. A man who can lose $200 billion in value and still be the richest man on the planet. When you ask experts, though, like a Nobel-winning economist at MIT, they say that they want to call Elon's bluff. They say, fine, if money is meaningless by 2036, Elon, why don't you give it all away? Prove it. Put your money where your mouth is. Of course, Musk says, yeah, totally plan to do that. I plan to do something similar. He plans to. Sure, just like I plan to run a marathon this year. And I want to hear from you guys. What is your actual retirement plan right now? How's it doing? Not the one that the dream they sell you in that pamphlet you get from your HR, your real one. Work till you physically can't? Move in with your kids? Social Security and a prayer? Or are you doing enough to set actual money aside? Because here's what makes me actually angry about all of this, instead of just seeing this as stupid comments from Bessent and Elon Musk. Bessent runs the Treasury Department. The Social Security trustees report comes out from under his department's roof. And that report, it came out in June. And that report says the primary retirement trust fund runs dry in 2032. That's 6 years. And when it runs dry, benefits get cut automatically. 22% of Social Security benefits are cut. Not proposed, not debated, automatic. Unless Congress fixes it. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget ran the maths here. About $500 a month gone for roughly 63 million people. Could you deal with $500 a month if you're on a fixed income just disappearing? And the trustees, they said the outlook actually gets worse, partly because of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the tax law, the one that people like Bessent went out there and promoted. Because that One Big Beautiful Bill reduces the revenue flowing into the trust fund. So the guy who's telling you not to save is the guy whose own department says that the safety net is gone in 6 years. And it gets worse because of the bill he helped sell you. And by the way, when 401k balances were getting shredded during the tariff mess, Bessent went on Meet the Press and called it a false narrative. Yeah, 58% of American workers already feel behind on retirement. 37% say that they're significantly behind. 1 in 5 people over 50 have nothing set aside, zero. And the response from the guy at the top of the American financial system is, don't sweat it, trust the robots. They're on the way. That is a hostage note written in crayon. And subscribe, because whenever they tell you don't worry, is exactly when I start worrying and I post a video.